touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Guys,
I'm not touching you.
stop
I'm not touching you.
interfering.
Okay.
All right.
It's all about interference. All right, constructive interference. Now, here's the first thing you guys got to think about. Interference is not always a negative or a positive thing. It's just a way that waves combine and interact. So the definition of this is when two waves combine to produce a larger wave, that is constructive interference, because when you construct something, you build something.
So in the end, what happens to the wave then?
It's
You're-
bigger.
Oh, so
It happens when the
increases it.
crest of one meets the crest of another, the trough of one meets the trough of another. It's when they sync up perfectly, they work together, they cooperate, they construct something larger. That's constructive interference.
Oh, so like you add the amplitudes
You
together?
add
maybe?
the amplitudes together. So if you've got a wave with an amplitude of 2 units and it constructively interferes with a wave with an amplitude of 1 unit, they're
Wait.
going to make a new wave
Three?
that is 3
Three
units
units.
tall.
What's
Yeah.
So are you saying, is this maybe how, like, we talked about how sound is a wave, right?
Yes.
So if you combine 2 speakers together, one speaker has a certain volume.
Yep.
This speaker is a certain volume.
Yep.
If you get those waves to sync up perfectly,
To construct.
the music sounds louder, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Ah, so
That's
it's
why you
constructive
build
interference.
bigger sound
Okay.
systems and things
Oh,
like that.
Okay.
All right,
cool.
let's check out the next one.
So, and here's a good picture of this that we kind of
Okay,
explained.
yeah.
So,
Yep.
if you want to
Black
stare
and
at that
red.
picture for a few minutes.
Well, you can see that you've got a maroon wave and a black wave there together, and when they combine together on the same axis and their crests and troughs match up, you actually get a resultant wave that's actually bigger
Bigger.
than either one of them together.
And that's easy math even I can do.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just add the amplitudes and boop, new wave.
The other type then is completely opposite, and that's called destructive interference. And destructive is when you have 2 waves, they combine and you get a smaller wave. And the reason for that is because they're kind of out of sync. What that means is, like, as one's going up, the other one's going down.
Yep.
So they kind of cancel each other out to a point. And you end up with a smaller wave or no sound. And, like, the cool thing about that is if you set up 2 speakers perfectly that have different wavelengths, you can actually completely negate sound. And it'll be
Yeah.
like no sound at all.
They
Which
use
is
that.
one way of soundproofing a room.
Yep, they use that in some factories actually.
Yep.
So,
Noise canceling
noise
headphones
canceling,
Yeah.
work the same way.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. There's
So
a lot
noise
of-
canceling. Yeah, noise canceling. They actually, if I remember correctly, it's sensing sound from the outside environment.
Yep.
And it intentionally puts sound waves into your ears that are the opposite of what's going on outside.
Yep.
To
So
cancel
they
that
use
out.
destructive interference to totally cancel out
Yep.
what you're doing. So here's
Which is
another.
pretty cool.
Yeah, or what's outside. I said. But anyway, here is a picture of destructive interference. Now you notice you have one wave where it has a really large amplitude, okay, and one that's a really small amplitude, and it's kind of, while this one's going up, this one's
Going
going
down.
down. So the trough
Matches
cancels
the
out the
crest.
crest here. So you do a little subtraction there, and you notice you get a smaller wave.
It's like a little
that's
tug of
resultant.
war.
Yeah.
And now,
Soft.
now the resultant wave is going to be closer
Mm-hmm.
to the bigger wave, though, right? Like if you look on that
Yeah.
picture there, you've
It's
got
half.
yeah, the black wave is a little bit higher amplitude on there. So the resultant wave all the way on
So
the
you're
right.
saying it's like, it goes up first.
Yeah, the black wave starts off with a crest first, and the maroon wave is a trough
Mm-hmm.
first. But since the black wave is a bigger amplitude, the wave that results from those two destructing and crashing into each other is closer on the black wave side. If you look at
Right.
that, it starts off with a crest.
Yeah.
And it
as
makes
well.
sense if you think about it because it's the bigger of the two.
Yeah, so it's not totally canceling, but it kind of pushes it more towards
It's kind of
that
like
way.
it's kind of like if you have a bowling ball and a ping pong ball and you roll the two together. There is going to be a little bit of canceling there, but obviously the bowling ball is going to continue a little more because it's bigger and more powerful.
So it's
kind
going
of
to
the same
favor
idea.
the big one, but it's still going to be smaller than if there was no crash
There'll
there
be
at
a
all.
little- And we'll talk a
I
lot
get
more
it.
about the bowling ball ping pong thing
They-
later.
I
But
get that. It's cool.
All right, so that interference picture makes me want to play some football. So, Mr.
Woo!
Black, go log. Ready?
Yeah, I'm going. Whoa, oh,
Mom always said, don't play ball in the house.
chair.